Welcome everybody, it's Telman. In this video we are going to be talking about a theory that I actually talked about a couple of weeks ago, but now I want to make another video on it and kind of update that theory, because inside that original video I actually realized there was a problem with my theory, and the problem actually came from Lee Ross's live stream the other day, and he actually mentioned something pretty interesting. He actually revealed that there's actually two different Afterlife arcades, which I found pretty interesting, and I don't know if you guys know why that's a problem or not with the original theory, but if you guys do know why that's a problem, then go ahead and tell me down in the comments. But anyways, like I said inside this video, we're just going to be doing an update to that theory and actually furthering that theory much more with more information he revealed inside that exact same live stream. But anyways, without further delay, let's actually get into this video. So like I said, the problem with the old theory is that there were two Afterlife arcades, but I actually found a better way, and it makes much more sense this way also, to actually fit in two different Afterlife arcades. But first things first, let me give some background on the Afterlife arcades. So we do know that the Afterlife arcade is called the Afterlife arcade because it's placed inside the Afterlife theater. But the thing is, like I said, there's two of them. They're two different ones, and the two different ones we've seen, and I do want to say right away there's going to be spoilers inside this theory for the map design of the Beast from Beyond. So if you guys don't want to hear any of that, because I know I'm going to release this right before it drops, but anyways, we do know there are two different ones. And the thing is that I used to think that they were the same, but we've seen one inside the Zombies of Spaceland's intro, which is also in some other place that last chance to click off before spoilers, but we also see inside the Beast from Beyond, and they're the same one, the one inside the Zombies of Spaceland intro and the one inside the Beast from Beyond. But the thing is, there's another one, and that's the one from the Afterlife arcade that we see inside the game when you actually play and go down. And Lee Ross said himself that they're completely different also. And there's something pretty interesting, and there's a couple things that Lee Ross revealed to us, and one thing he pointed out, it's that when our characters first show up to Zombies in Spaceland in the intro cutscene, or I guess not Zombies in Spaceland, but to the Afterlife theater, you could actually see they arrive on a limousine. But the thing is, and something I didn't notice personally, but we actually could see that that limousine isn't a normal limousine, but it's also a hearse. And if you guys don't know what a hearse is, it's where they keep dead bodies and kind of carry them to their funerals and all that stuff. So that is pretty darn interesting. I cannot believe I didn't notice this, but our characters arrived in a hearse, and you guys could obviously tell how that helps the theory that our characters have been dead the entire time if they're arriving in a hearse since before even the first map. But anyways, like I said, there's two different Afterlife arcades, and there was the one that's inside the Beast from Beyond and the Zombies of Spaceland's intro. And if you actually look at the Beast from Beyond's map design, and like I said, spoilers again, if you look at it, it's completely on fire. And what Lee Ross said, he kind of said it kind of weird, but he says it looks like hell, and that was pretty interesting. I think it was very specific words, and this part doesn't have to be true for the first part of this theory to make sense, but this is kind of going and furthering the theory, because they could be dead and this doesn't have to be actual hell or anything like that. But I want to further this even more, because he did say it looked like hell. And what's interesting is that we have two ciphers. Well, we have I think three total ciphers inside IW Zombies, but there's two I want to talk about. There's one from Zombies in Spaceland that says, "Death is merely the beginning, serve thy master eternally." And that one would make sense, because where did we begin? In Zombies in Spaceland. And that's of course if we just died and when we got there on a hearse, then that would be just the beginning. But there's also another cipher, this one inside Raven the Redwoods, that says, "The soul keys guides their damned souls to eternal salvation." And this one is also very interesting. I think this one is much more important also. If our characters arrived inside Zombies of Spaceland in a place that Lee Ross himself said looks like hell, then what are we doing now? We are collecting the soul keys to help our characters' damned souls reach eternal salvation. So what I'm saying is that our characters were originally in hell, or whatever they want to call it, but now they're going through the maps and taking the soul keys, which is guiding their souls to eternal salvation. And that's where the second Afterlife arcade comes from, because if you have the Afterlife arcade and the Afterlife theater in two different places, you would think there's two different afterlives, and one afterlife would be hell and the other one would be heaven or whatever it is, because it's guiding their souls to eternal salvation. Anyways, that's about it for the video. Hopefully it made sense. Listening to myself say it, talk about this theory really doesn't make sense to me. It makes sense in my head, but when I say it out loud, I'm not too sure if it makes sense or not, but hopefully it did. But anyways, if you guys did like, subscribe, or even share on this video, I thank you guys so much for doing that. But anyways, that's about it for me, and I will catch you guys on my next video.